Hi, welcome to It's Monday, December 15th. I'm going to close my door. It's office hours, starring Everyone Make Noises.
Hey. Kelly here from Santa Monica, munching as I often do during these things.
And Mr.
Jared also in Santa Monica having a delicious turkey burger.
Oh, and this guy.
Tim from Monroe, Washington State.
Yeah, turkey burgers and Tim. Start your Monday off right. So it's Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and a wonderful turkey sandwich.
Yeah, man. Holiday shopping for the win.
Oh, God.
Got a treat.
Oh, joining us live via the internet is Tote Leal. Hello?
Hi, Bob.
Hi. How's it going? How's it going, man? How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're listening to it and talking at the same. You should probably cancel one of them. I can hear you. It's like classic. Oh no, that's the wrong one.
It's like they do it on the radio, like they call in for the radio station.
That's exactly what just happened. He was hearing so many me's at once.
So many me's.
And he's back.
He's back.
Okay.
So I have a helper. I wrote Toes Zaliel. That's how I've been saying it.
Yeah, Tim Grubman found a way how to speak my name.
Yeah, can you just say it once for us so now we know forever?
Sure. My name is Jose Leal.
I'm so right.
Yeah, you are right. Bob, you are a great Portuguese student.
Cool.
But I can explain my nickname. The Tozy is from Antonio José, right? You can understand more or less. And the Leal is my surname.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I put all together, and it's a little short. It's my nickname for all the things. You can find my nickname on most of my online gaming things, like League of Legends, Call of Duty things,
Nice.
something like that. And OUYA stuff too.
And are you in Portugal or Brazil?
Portugal.
Portugal. Cool. Lisbon?
Nope.
Lisbon?
Porto.
Oh, okay. I don't know where that is.
It's most of the Americans, I think, they know because the Oporto city is the country who makes the most famous wines in Portugal.
Ah, cool. Good to know. And you're working on an OUYA project?
Yeah, I was fixing some bugs on my game, as all know, Weird Pong, and on the I don't know if you've seen on the latest OUYA cast from OUYA Brew and OUYA Central, and they found a bug on my game.
No.
It was on the
the Christmas section is not accessible.
Yeah, and it was a little issue because I didn't change the variables. I limited the variable of my dim engine works like a variable and can be 0, 1, and 2. 2 means the Christmas theme, and I don't know why I limited to only to reach to 0 and 1 and not to 2. And I make it a little update now, and I sent to the OUYA developers page, and I hope the OUYA reviewers. What is that, Jared?
You're muted, Jared.
Your mic.
I tried to feed Bob. He was very hungry.
Oh, it's a French fry. Yeah, so you submitted your game, and that means Carl is probably going to look at it today, maybe even. So we'll see if it passes the test. Cool.
It will pass.
Excellent.
I hope.
Nice. Did you remember to back up your key store?
I connected now my camera.
Oh, nice.
Maybe you'll see my beautiful face. I hope.
It's you got quite the bloom happening. There you go.
Oh,
Nice.
maybe I will put my camera here. Damn light.
Turn down your HDR settings. They're maxing out. They're maxing out my system. I can't handle
Now
the
it's-
particle effects and lighting.
Yeah, now it's fixed.
Just hold it like that for the next hour.
You know, our the Thrall developer is also from Portugal. He lives in Los Angeles now, but he is
Oh,
from Portugal.
I know the Miguel Oliveira guy. I
Yeah.
know. I contacted him,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's a sweetie.
Yeah. Seriously, he's working on a series great project. I have seen some pictures and trailers, and looks a very great game. And the weirdest part of this game, and it's made by a Portuguese and talks about the Brazilian culture.
Yes, when I was showing it in Brazil at SB Games, there was a lot of confusion because he was nice enough to include any text in the game, which was very little, but he put it in Portuguese. So they were like, "Oh, it's a Brazilian developer." No, actually.
Yeah, it's very common error. Yeah, it's true. And some people say, you are Brazilian. No, I'm Portuguese, totally Portuguese.
Real Portuguese.
But I was trying to fix some bugs today on my game, and maybe I will show my screen. I don't know if I can share it on this thing called Google Hangouts.
Tim knows how, but I don't know how to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can share it. Okay.
let's see. It's the screen share. You
Okay.
hit that button, and you pick your monitor.
Okay,
And
now it works.
yeah.
Ah.
Thanks, Tim.
So speaking of, I'm seeing myself in double, of OUYA Devs and things over the weekend, I just wanted to mention that Dragon Cancer, as a finale to their Kickstarter campaign, did a super awesome live stream, and they interviewed other developers and experimental games. I'll send Bob the link to the YouTube video where you can watch it, but you can also see it right now on thatdragoncancer.com. It was really cool. Oh, also, it relates to Hangout difficulty, that apparently they set it up like a real pro operation. They had like a virtual green room where someone was testing the connections and making sure that all worked, and then like before they connected people, and it was really cool.
Sorry, I was working on my game again because I think I made something wrong.
All right, so check this out. I know what this is. That's Construct 2.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
Oh, check it out. Okay, here it is. Oh, that's not.
Okay.
That's OUYA Forum.
Okay, I will show you.
That's-
I don't know if
Construct.
Tim. I don't know if Tim since the wrong part I made on my game, I didn't put the ID correctly.
Oh, yeah, it's got a match.
I was trying.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't. The OUYA developers page didn't get any error, but just for be clear, let's put the right thing. And
Oh, really?
I hope.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I gotta tell the server guys. We don't
No,
validate the
I will,
package.
I will explain it to you, Tim. This is the ID from the HTML file, and the ID from the APK file is other thing. And
Right.
I can make a total different ID on the HTML file, and the correct thing on the ID on the APK. It's a little confusing thing, I know, but it works.
Yeah, when it finally builds the APK, there's the Android Android manifest in there.
Yeah.
and that's the final package name that counts. So now it'll be interesting if we do have a bug there.
Another thing.
It should reject it if you try to upload
Yeah.
your build with a different name, but if it doesn't, we need to add validation for that.
Yeah. Another thing I made. I think Team Grop made that, but I created by myself. But I think it's the same. Do you remember, Tim Gropman, when you helped me making the app signer?
Yeah. So yeah, we were walking
I
through
made
this for how to do the
I
key
made
store,
the
and then I added it to
I made the I made the thing correctly. I think because I put the signer script on a txt file and I rename it this thing. I don't know what the English people say. The last three.
The CMD is the command. Now you got to be careful
Yeah.
because the script might show your password, so keep it secret.
Yeah. Sorry. Censor it.
But it's back
Okay.
there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can. Yeah.
But I will show you the generic part. The only thing I made, I copied from the Android web page.
Yeah.
There is on the OUYA documentation you can find, and I copied this and rename it to CMD file.
Yeah.
And I
and
put
that lets you, so
the
you can execute it. Yep.
yeah, and it works.
Great.
I didn't. I can make it. I can do it again.
Okay. So this is his key store. When you made this thing, you got to mail it to yourself and back it up because people are always losing it.
Yeah, I put it on my Dropbox.
Oh, Dropbox is okay, but mail it to yourself. You can
I
always
put it on my
accidentally delete it on
Dropbox.
Dropbox.
I put it on everywhere. I put it on my Dropbox. I put it on my website. I put it on my email, and maybe on my own OUYA. I don't have any problems about that.
All good ideas.
Yeah.
Right, Bob?
Okay, let's stop.
Get a tattoo of
screen
it.
streaming. Hey, and make a tattoo about that with the key store.
You'd have to convert it to MD5 or to base64, and then you could tattoo it on.
Going
Well,
on?
cool.
What's happening?
So, do we have some news?
Yeah, I was gonna say really fast. If Jared is free, did he walk away?
I'm free. I do not have a bunch of turkey in my mouth. I'm good.
Well, what
You want me
about?
to share some news?
Do
Is
you
that
have
it?
any just the facts with Jared Yeager?
I do. I do.
Can we look at your face?
That's the facts. The first fact is I need a haircut, and so that's going to happen later this week. I think everyone's going to really appreciate that. But no, more importantly, I wanted to share for OUYA Devs because I two things that I actually provided information on that was incorrect before. One is QA. We will actually have a skeleton crew of QA starting after the 19th. So during the weekdays between the 19th and the 4th, Carl will be our lone gunman QA. We'll be reviewing all submissions that may happen during our winter break period. Pardon me, so full QA service with the full team will end on the 19th and then come back on the 5th. But again, so your reviews may take a little bit longer than normal, but you will be able to submit and eventually get reviewed by Coral during the break, except for Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So we're very grateful that he's taking that on, so feel free to submit as you normally like to. I'll also be providing updates and promotion via social and also updating the storefront as usual on Tuesdays. So if you've got sales or bundles, things like that you want to actually get rolling, please let me know as soon as possible so I can start scheduling those in. Also, any other winter games I'll be adding to the winter games playlist. Also, the other correction was last week, I think we freaked the crap out of a lot of you by saying that for your threshold to earn out on the storefront, it's per game instead of per developer. I'd like to reiterate the apology that's posted on OUYA Forum and social, and also in last week's YouTube video of office hours. That is incorrect. It is per developer. That's how we've always paid and how we will continue to pay. So if you have 10 games and one doesn't do very well, but the other helped you knock over the threshold, all monies from those games will get paid out after clearing the threshold per your account. So again, apologies for that, but that is how it works. So I saw a lot of happy people in the forums after we corrected that the other week, and sorry for any confusion or mass panic that may have caused. On happier notes going into this week, very excited. Last week we had 2 Free the Games Fun games go live for early access and betas with Dex and Master of the Seven Ts, so check them out. Master of the Seven Ts actually has a free-to-try demo, so no reason not to. And as mentioned before, we had the hot fix for the super awesome single-player update for Duck Game, so definitely check that out. And this week, a nice surprise from our friends at Juicy Beast. They've just released the Toto Temple Deluxe single-player update, and this is with full bots. So now you can play with a combination of bots and real people, or just with bots in the game. So get the goat, use the bomb goat, do all the different modes you like. With bots, they've done a great job implementing the AI. It's the first time they've actually done AI in the game, and they're definitely open for feedback on how to improve it. Again, the game's free to try, so please check that out and give them any feedback, and they will try to improve those little Toto Terminators they have running around inside that game. Also launching tomorrow is Full Blast from our friends at UFO Crash Games. That also has a free-to-try demo. Really awesome shmup. It's first time being played on a console, and they've added some new features and fun for the OUYA version of the game. I think some people may have tried to sideload it before, but trust me, this version will play a lot better because it is made to play and run on OUYA. So very excited to see that coming down the pipe. Our friends at Phenomenon Play are also working on an update for Meltdown that should launch soon. Might be before Christmas or early into the new year. We will see. It's going to have local multiplayer now, and new modes, and just a lot of cool stuff. Don't want to spoil everything, but it could even come into play this week. Also, our friends at Playcast are working hard on providing a lot of cool content, which may become available before the holidays or very early into the new year. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but for any of you that were wondering what's up with Playcast, it is very, very close on the horizon. It's coming to be on OUYA. And then going into the new year, we're going to have a lot more free games, fun games, either early access and launches coming around. As you saw, there's quite a few games that got funded. We're really excited about, with almost $1 million paid out or allocated for those devs. So you're going to see a lot of those coming your way in the new year. And then later this week, there's going to be some pretty great sales, at least several kicking off on the 18th. Can't reveal them all yet, but we'll make sure that they're all clearly visible on the sales and bundle section of the storefront for you to check out, and maybe another bundle or two as we go into the new year. That's pretty much it, unless I remember something later in the show. So with that, I hand it back to you, Mr. Bob Mills.
Hey, is there something behind you? It kind of looks like a cross between Gandalf, Batman, and a Keebler elf. It's right behind you. What is that? Gotcha.
Oh. It is some sort of weird gnome thing. I will bring it down here, and it will sit in my place while I talk for the rest of the show, and it will be me. So when the camera comes back up, it'll be taking my place for the rest of the show. But I will present it to you shortly.
Sweet. Sweet. Here's some rustling. I wonder what that could be.
He's going straight to work on it, folks.
Hey, Kelly.
Yo.
Can you talk anything about didn't you do a talk or something at USC, or was that more like a smaller thing?
Well, it was kind of a smaller thing. So they have this course called Advanced Game Projects, in which students between different divisions, but I think primarily the Interactive Media and Games division alongside the Computer Science program, which is the two different, there's the Cinematic Arts School and Viterbi School of Engineering, and they have a course where teams can combine and make a more advanced game project. They pitch it in order to get accepted to the course in the first place, and and so it allows them to like sort of they spend the whole year. And Jared and I both went down there last Wednesday to check out a showcase they had of the projects that are in development, seeing where they're at now. And as part of that this year, they hosted a panel discussion that I was on the future of publishing, and therefore also kind of the future of independent game development, which was moderated by one of the professors there, Richard Lemershon, and had some pretty cool folks on it. Ophir Lupu, who's an agent, heads up the games division at United Talent Agency. Wait, I want to make sure I get all the names right, so I'm looking them up to ensure. Also, someone from a VC, Clinton Foy, who works with Crosscut Ventures, and they actually just one of their investments recently announced their game, which was the studio's called Super Mega Evil Corp, which is an awesome name for a studio, I think. And then who else was on it? Another developer who works in biofeedback and also a USC alum, Aaron Reynolds, and then Nathan, whose last name is totally escaping me, but he works in VR, which was pretty rad to hear. So a big cross section of folks. Yeah, and we talked about the future of games. And
how's the future look?
Well, man, there's still like technological advancements, and I think it's mainly in the realm of interfaces now, right? Like there's this kind of idea that computers are pretty powerful, and as far as graphics and simulation capabilities, we're getting close to like basically just having very real life looking things. And so that's now, whereas that used to be the thing, right? Like that used to be a real driver for video games, especially. Like I remember every year we would get a new video game for Christmas, and then we would also get a new graphics card for our computer and then came spending the rest of the day putting in a new graphics card, because that was a big thing that was pushing innovation. But of course you have virtual reality now, which I think is like the next step for simulation style experiences. But then also like Erin it was really interesting to hear just her work in biofeedback and like just different experiences that are happening in that space. And one woman that was at the conference was telling me how she'd just been working on a project where she was using this technology that reads your, I think, EEG brainwaves, so it can get a pretty good sense of like what you're feeling when you're feeling it. And they're wireless, and they're basically like removable tattoos. So you just like put them on, and they like wipe off, and through that, they could create experiences that respond to the way you're feeling. And similarly, you could actually take emotions as an input.
What?
So,
what? A tattoo?
Yeah, I mean, I think like in our lifetimes, like we're just gonna have like experiences where you think and it happens.
Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy. I mean, it's so cool to like go back to a university because they think in those timelines, right? Like we're so stuck in the commercial marketplace of like you think about next year and you like think a few years out, but you don't have as much time often to think about like what are games in like 20 years or 30 years. That was fun. Yeah, fun to think about for a little while. And of course we talked some about the immediate just business concerns. Like right now it's really competitive as an indie developer, and it's not like that's not a bad thing for customers because it's just making things really, you have to make really great games in order to stand out. So that's better as a gamer, but it's harder. It's getting harder every year right now for indie developers to make the ginormous piles of cash that we once heard stories about. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the PlayStation 9, and you can inhale the spores that remember that?
I'm still waiting for the
You guys don't
PlayStation.
remember.
I'm still waiting for the PlayStation to show up. That's got like the creepy baby that's gonna play with you. That's sitting in the corner of the room.
Oh, right.
That dream has still not been realized yet.
I think in the future maybe we'll be able to play Bulb Simulator. Will be
I
the
like
best
it.
game ever.
I'm greenlighting it right now.
I'd play it.
You need the Walking Dead box with the
10
demon baby.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like, in a way, I hope that the positive thing about it becoming so much more competitive to like make money as independent developers means that less people will focus on that, because you make a lot more interesting stuff when you're not focused on that as your primary objective. So maybe there'll be less people just coming in looking at, oh, this kind of money is generating a lot of money, so I'm going to make that kind of game because it'll also generate a lot of money, and actually start thinking about what it is you're interested in doing, and what kind of game would be really cool and different, and like is one that you can't play right now because it's just not available. Yeah, and I said I compared that to reality television in the way that I'm hoping that the technology has become so inexpensive to make games. So just like reality TV was really cheap to produce. And so that's sort of where the hobbyist, or not like people cutting their teeth in TV production, would go. And alternatively, it, I think, pushed premium television content to be better, because you had to justify the cost that you were spending, and as a result, I think that totally drove us into this place, which is sort of a new golden era of television, where you have like Breaking Bad and even The Sopranos kind of kicked it off, and high quality dramas, which is super awesome. So maybe the same thing will happen in games, where a lot of people will be able to make stuff cheaply, so the people that are charging a lot of money to make games will have to make even better games, and that'll be good for us.
So if we can track that, like, games will get progressively better, do you or did they make any predictions on like price tag for the end user? Because I would guess that it was going down, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Actually, we didn't even get to that. Yeah,
Probably
like what does that
car
mean?
repair, right? Like no matter what you need fixed, $1,200. You need a new console. There's a fixed price, and it'll just get
Just go up.
hardware will get better, but the price will stay the same, kind of, for the different tiers.
Yeah, like it's hard to imagine. I mean, excluding the rate of inflation, but it does seem like $300 or $400 is a hard budget to break off of for a successful consumer electronic product.
And then playing off of the reality TV analogy, do you guys know the longest running reality TV show of all time?
Survivor or
It's a
Real
good guess.
World?
It's a good guess.
The real world.
Those are good guesses. It's Cops. The Cops was the first reality TV
Oh
show.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like such a part of our culture that you just don't even think about Cops. It's
Yeah.
fun fact. But on that note, I don't know. Hey Tim.
Hey, Bob.
Are we rocking?
I heard you like to grok.
Grokking time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrapped up the Unreal plugin, so it has in-app purchases now, and
Oh, sweet.
so I can show you a little bit about that. I'll start with a little spiel about what's Unreal, and then share.
Oh, really quickly. Sorry. The Q&A feature is disabled on the thing, and we didn't do that. I just want to say that, so you guys know we can't get it to work.
Yeah, I told people in the forums that they can just maybe write there, and then I'll read out the questions out loud.
Okay, cool. Sorry, Tim.
It's okay. Okay, Grokking time. All right, so there's the Unreal Engine, and this is one of the more popular engines, and now it's totally supported on OUYA. I've updated the documentation with like quick start guide with quick links to all the different examples, so like a link to where to get the code, in the different examples. The thing I'm doing most recently is adding documentation around in-app purchases. In the prior Hangouts, we talked about the virtual controller stuff and Tappy Chicken, and now there's in-app purchases. So in your Unreal game, you have access to get product details. You can do purchases. You get the purchase dialog. You can get receipts and do all the things, and it works great. And so I'm adding documentation about that. And in the editor itself, here we go. So I've added, if I zoom out, so here's the in-app purchase example. All the stuff is checked in, and if you have an Unreal subscription, you have access to it. The link's in the docs. And there's some cool stuff like, let's say you're requesting products. That's how you get the product details. It's got all the callbacks for getting the information, and these callbacks will get an array of the various types. So an array of OUYA products, which gives you access to the identifier and all the different fields the product has. Some other updates are like in the request purchase, you get a purchase result, and that gives you access to the identifier. There's things like receipts, so you get a receipt. The success event has a receipt array, you get all the receipts, and those have access to, if I zoom out, have a display receipt somewhere. Here we go. So if you have receipts, and your receipt has the identifier, purchase date, generated date, local price. I didn't display them all, but they're all here for like currency and all those different fields. So all the fields they have access in the Java examples are there. There's gamer info. So in your Unreal game, if you want it in your success event, the gamer info gives you access to the username and the user ID. Unique identifier for the gamer. And so, yeah, so it's totally supported. There's also a shutdown event. You can call shutdown, and that will exit your game when it's running on the OUYA. And, yeah, so Unreal, totally supported. Check it out, make games, publish on OUYA.
Dude, was that it?
That's it.
Wow. Now you're grokking with Grotman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was way too fast.
Can I ask a question for Tim about the app exiting thing on Construct 2?
Yeah.
It's about maybe Tim knows that because to exit our on the Construct 2 app on the OUYA, we have the gamers. We have only one option is the double tap on the OUYA button on the OUYA Central.
Oh, no. Well, I mean,
you know.
You packaged with Cocoon.js though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So since you have to use their APIs, but if you packaged with the one I did for Chromium, I do have the API for XM. So yeah, so that has to be added to the Cocoon.js pipeline. Otherwise,
okay. I mean, thanks for the tip.
You can execute custom JavaScript though, and so you could always call window.close in JavaScript, and that might close the game, or the standard like HTML5 way to exit. Like I don't know if they have an application.exit or something, but window close might do the trick.
Okay. Okay, it's just for knowing because is the OUYA double tap button isn't bad for me because all the OUYANs will rate the app because they have no choice to exit on my app than double tapping the menu button. I think I can call it that.
Yeah, that's true. So if they exit that way, they will see the rating screen. So that's a plus in a way. It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah.
On that level.
I actually have some more news.
Cool.
I forgot about. So a couple things from the last week that weren't live till now, but the Tripwire Interactive bundle from our good friends. Guess what? Tripwire Interactive is live for $15.99, which includes Killing Floor Calamity and The Ball. Also from the OUYA Winter Games playlist, which is now live. Bomb Squad had a pretty awesome update. Brought back Santa and Frosty, and they're still testing out. Well, Eric is still testing out his online multiplayer. So please check that out. Provide any feedback for him, as it's still the online multiplayer part's still in beta, but he's added some new features. And again, it's free to try, free to play. Check it out. We also have a hilarious and completely inappropriate game, but that's what we like to provide, is a nice open platform where you can kind of make wherever you want. Santa's Special Delivery from Cerulean Games. You are Santa Claus delivering presents to all the good boys and girls, and in some cases, dookie to the bad ones. So as I say, it's too extreme for Apple, and it is on OUYA now. So you can check that out. Pretty darn hilarious, and again, inappropriate in all the funny, worst ways possible. So good times there. Hackies, Breakout Reloaded. Got actually a lot of great reviews, and it's now 50% off for the rest of the year. And then again, some of the other holiday fare: Skiing Fred, Super Mega Worm versus Santa, Ice Rage, Quiet Christmas, Alpha Collection from Jay and Kai, still unleashing a new game in its Advent Calendar mode, and the return of one of our favorites in the office, Holiday Firelog Extreme. So it makes for a great screensaver on your TV. If you don't have a fireplace where you want to keep yourself toasty warm.
I think the office just shook when you did that, by the way. It felt
Make sure you do the in-app purchase in that app so you can support the developer, and you can activate like the super extreme fireplace.
Yeah, you get all the lighter fluid and extra logs you want. Sleigh Runner from Blue Button Games, which is from the same developer of Polarity. Where's My Egg, which just released, had its holiday update. Santa Claus Jump 3D, and Masumano, if I'm pronouncing it right, had a Christmas update. There's Ice Escape, Igloo Command, Frozen Bullet, and last but not least, Weird Pong with the Christmas update coming soon. And also Tetris Battle Fusion had a cool update that like streamlines some of the win conditions in the game, and is just honestly super fun. If you are starting off on an OUYA and you want to jump into some retro yet refined gaming, which really Tetris in itself is a perfect game. And with the local multiplayer as an added bonus, there's no reason not to play it, especially since it's free to try. So be sure to check that out. Also had an update to Cat Lateral Damage. Again, still in early access, free the game's fun game. You can check that out, all the fun stuff they're adding in there. For any of the backers, I think they're going to be doing their LOL dog update soon, so if you submitted pictures of your silly dogs, along with cats and stuff, they'll end up being hung in the different rooms that you're messing up to play with. So, yeah, that is all the leftover news that I forgot to cover before. I apologize to all those devs. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. You guys play any video games this weekend?
Yep.
I did. I got to the second to last section of Skulls of the Shogun, so I am one area away, I think, from completing the single-player campaign.
Sweet. Sweet. What about you, Tolete?
I played a lot and a lot of Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad. I played, I think, 4 hours on the same day, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I played, I think it was, I don't know what, when I played. I think it was on a Friday. I played with the OUYA Brew, the game Race for Your Life, and it's a really cool game made two Brazilian guys, Leonardo
Super fun
and
game. Yeah, super fun game, and they're going to be doing an update soon. If you saw the OUYA cast this past
yeah.
week,
They will fix the name thing. I think the nicknames. Another thing I can say, another cool, I think is a fix. Is the Weird Pong Christmas thing will be fixed. I think it will be today. I don't know. Only knows the OUYA reviewers will say. The
cool.
gods.
Carl and Guts will be on it. Another question came in that was asking about setting up your games as a subscription. You absolutely can. That was part of one of the OTA updates. So if you want to make your game a subscription-based game where someone pays monthly or something like that, like a set price to keep playing. That's how Playcast works, or at least the final version will definitely work on their side. So if you want to make your game that way, feel free to do so.
Tim and I have been playing a lot of Holiday Log Extreme. Look at those logs.
Oh, another thing I need to say, this exclusive thing. This is only a project, and I didn't make nothing, but is on a paper and is written on my what it will be. But in the future I will need 1 month to do that, because I develop games as a hobby, not a job, and I will make a weird Pong exclusive, like a wallpaper thing. I think a screensaver thing, like the log, the fireplace thing. What Tim Groppman is streaming.
Sweet.
But
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
So I played a lot of Elliot Quest after it, and then I saw you presents, and I got to all those places. So got to use your pro tips and get some magic now.
There's some really decent pro tips this time around.
Yeah. That's good.
I didn't know you could just stand still and block
Well,
stuff.
you have to get the shield first, so you can't until you get the shield.
I don't think so, man. Do you?
It's one of the first items you get, but I think
Oh, right.
you still could get hit.
That's crucial. Good clarification.
Pro debate.
You do need a bulletproof vest before you attempt.
Cool. Well, it's a light day, so we can just go into the food game if you guys want. Unless Jose has any other questions about Construct 2.
Yeah and no, because I I was trying to develop some things on my game, and I don't know why, but the OUYA doesn't respond. I tried to develop the weird Pong, the input on the keyboard. I tried to connect my USB keyboard on my OUYA and try to, if I can play my game on a keyboard connected to the OUYA, and doesn't work. I don't know why. If the keyboard is considered as a second controller, I don't know. But the keyboard thing, sometimes I get some issues, because if I connect my keyboard at the startup on my OUYA, the controller input will be ignored. I don't know why. Tim Crop,
Interesting.
you have an answer for that?
You might have to go into manage. Do you have other OUYA controllers or just one OUYA controller?
One OUYA controller.
Because I was
Only
thinking
one.
sometimes that can happen when we've, especially our kits in the office, if we like have a whole bunch of controllers we've connected to it, it'll get pretty weird. But in manage,
sometimes
using the touchpad, you can click on your connected devices and fiddle around with them a bit more, which might help.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
I think
I
Andy
have
found
searching on the weird. Same thing.
Tim Grubman.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you found the nail on the head though, and it has to do with like when you're booting. If you leave the USB in there, it might be a little weird. Where if you just boot your OUYA without the keyboard plugged in, and then once it started up, then plug it in, that's kind of a workaround for now. I'm going to be looking into it
Yeah.
anyways. Maybe I'll make an example of keyboard input, and I'll just look into that.
I'm just saying that because I received some emails from players saying they have the keyboard connected to the OUYA, and sometimes they say your game doesn't respond because the keyboard is blocking the controller inputs, and sometimes it's really annoying.
Yeah, I'd leave my 360
especially if
USB plugged in, and I think whatever's plugged in automatically gets like the controller 0 spot. And so
Yeah.
it could be your keyboard's probably working, but it's probably showing as player 1 versus player 0. And if people have a
Yeah.
single player game and they're only pulling for player 0, then they're not going to see that input.
Mhm.
So that could be your issue right there.
Yeah.
But definitely something we'll look into.
Cool. Well, on that note, hey, Elf Jared,
Yo!
do you
Yo
have any-
ho ho!
do you have any elf-themed jokes?
I don't actually, but I did have another answer for some devs that were asking about OUYA stock.
That works.
So there's noticing that the OUYA.tv do not have OUYAs on sale, but for developers, again, we mentioned before, if you want to buy refurbished OUYAs from us, we have that special link for you. Again, they work just as good as new. They may have a couple dings in them, but we got the latest firmware and all that good stuff, so you can still order from us in North America. The UK store, the EU shop, still has stock. So if the geolocation, I think,
Yep,
is not
I
working
can
on the
confirm
store
it.
right now, so you can still go to the EU shop and order new OUYAs directly from there as well. And then you can still buy in Target. They're actually, I believe, on sale right now, $89.99. Target online is sold out, but you can still go to the store to get those, the anthracite version. In UK, also Tesco, and there's other stores as well. But we are aware of the Amazon and Amazon Canada being out of stock. We had a very good Black Friday, so yay! But like I said, if you're a developer looking for a kit, you can still buy that.
Hey, Jared.
Do you want to know about food, right?
Hey, Jared.
Yo.
What do elves learn in school? The alphabet.
I should have known that.
Ha!
God damn it! Why didn't you know it? Why didn't you know it? What's wrong with you?
Great.
Oh man.
No.
Why was Santa's little helper depressed? Because he had low elf esteem. Hey guys. What'd you eat? What'd you eat this week, Jared?
Actually, go to Kelly because my answer is going to be the same as hers, and she can describe it better.
We had lots and lots of latkes. Hanukkah starts tomorrow night, and
Awesome.
because we'll be traveling next weekend, Mike and I threw our annual Latka Fest Hanukkah party this weekend, in which we have a whole lot of people over, and Mike cooks lots of latkes. The estimated count this year was 160, and we still didn't have any leftovers.
Wow.
We've been trying to have leftovers for 3 years now, but everyone keeps eating them all.
Because I ate 100.
What do you eat with a latke? Do you add any condiment to it?
The traditional ones are applesauce and or sour cream. And
Or
this
together.
year we made the traditional latke. You always got to do just potato, and then a one where we mix it with zucchini, carrots, and feta cheese.
Wow.
Delicious. And then the third one this year was actually a blend of potato and parsnips, which was a big hit.
Sweet. Sounds awesome. You're in the lead so far. What about you, Tim?
I suppose the best thing was probably candy canes, man.
That's awesome. That's a great answer. Jose, what was the best thing you ate last week?
I think it was a pizza. A pizza, yeah.
That's a good answer.
What was on the pizza?
Yeah, what was on it?
Tomato, some bacon, and cheese.
Nice.
It was
Okay.
delicious. Really
Respectable.
delicious.
I had vegetarian chili again, but I've already submitted that, so I'm gonna give the win to the latkes, and then probably I'm giving candy cane second because it's so weird, and then Jose, you get third place. Congratulations! You won a medal on your first ever food
And we won
competition.
high cholesterol. Yay!
Yay!
The higher score, the better.
On that note, I'm going to say goodbye to all of you fine OUYA folks.
Bye, everyone. Have a happy New Year. We're not coming
Bye.
back until the New Year.
Oh yeah, that's
Happy
good.
holidays, everybody.
Yeah, no office hours for the next couple of weeks because we're gonna go be with our family and stuff.
But
So
you can
when
email
are we
office
actually
hours at
back?
ouya.tv for any questions you may have.
Yeah,
Ooh, the next one will be on my birthday, January 5th.
January 5th.
Whoa, cool.
The day after my birthday.
Whoa.
Less
January.
important.
I know. I know.
Cool.
Kelly will be having cake on her birthday. That'll be her submission.
All right, guys. Well, nice to see you as always. Thanks for hanging out with us, Toze.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.